But you see the one behind it though?
That's the fucking Martian.
Welcome to Dark Waters 9. Today we'll be reacting to some more creepy and scary TikTok videos. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, don't believe everything you see on this video. This is strictly entertainment purposes only. Do your own research.
The following footage was captured by a passenger on a commercial airline. They were glancing outside when they noticed something weird, what appeared to be beings standing on top of the clouds. And it's more than one. But what is it? It couldn't possibly be humans out there. What did they capture? Take a look at this. The following footage was captured.
Look at them. It looks like they're sitting there doing that Michael Jackson dance where they lean forward. They're perfectly still. And look, they have shadows. So this is incredibly interesting. What is it?
You know, the only difference in steam and ice is the state of vibration of the water or the H2O. Do you know the only difference in where you are versus where you want to go is your state of vibration? Do you know that everything to get you there is already here? And it always has been. Do you know when you take an idea and you impregnate it over and over again, you impregnate that idea into one cell. When you impregnate that idea into the cell, that cell is dividing 1 into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 8. And the process goes on at the rate of 50,000 cells per second. And the more and more you act on it, even though you don't feel good about it, but you work with the idea, you start to develop this change in vibration. But what is really happening is you're impregnating the cells with the characteristic or the idea. What we need to do is we need to constantly think about where we're going, what we want to do, and we start to increase our level of thinking by vibration, and we begin to attract thoughts of a like nature that'll move us in that direction. You know the only difference.
And he was spitting, wasn't he?
Old world buildings always have antennas, lightning rods, weather vanes on top of them. And they surely weren't to protect them from lightning, that's for sure. They were to tap into the ether and the unlimited energy that's all around us. And they were usually connected to a battery that was in the earth. And
look at this one.
Earth battery. So if you think about like a cathedral, you have antennas up on top, you have a connection down into the earth, and you have a battery below ground that's usually running off of water. You know how there's holy water underneath those cathedrals? Well, there's water that's spinning and spiraling that's underneath there. And if you connect a battery to that, you have an unlimited source of energy because the earth is constantly pulsing a frequency the entire time. So you see how these are giant generators when you start to think about it just by looking at it. Then you can think of another way in which a cathedral is turned to stone, because when I was in New York City, they were talking about all the museums were made out of pure limestone. Pure limestone. I don't know if you've ever picked up limestone before, but it is heavy as can be. I mean, it is solid. It is like picking up a big monster truck tire, but it is solid. So something happened on the realm, which in my opinion turned things into limestone. And limestone connects back to radium and also connects back into conductivity. Limestone is very, very powerful when it comes to energy. The pyramids of Giza and many other places, old world buildings always have antennas, lightning rods.
I believe he was going to say the obelisk on top of the pyramids could possibly be made of limestone and then coated with gold.
A perpetual twilight is beneath us. So we have the sun above our head, which is 32 nautical miles in diameter.
You know the only difference.
A perpetual twilight is beneath us. So we have the sun above our head, which is 32 nautical miles in diameter. It spirals in and spirals out, bringing the seasons. Okay, the land beneath us has the black sun, which is stationary, and it's 800 nautical miles in diameter, and it's fixed because the astral jet has to come shooting out through that hole, hit the parabolic mirror, and shower down on us. Before, there used to be trees that light would go shooting through, and that was like the living, breathing astral web that spread out across the earth. And now that's all been chopped down, and we're living in a mining colony. Everybody is working for worthless paper, backed by their own stupidity, and now their god is time. Their time is money. You will get to school on time, pay your bills on time, everything will be done in time. A perpetual twilight is beneath us. So we have...
Damn, this video is starting to cook. This says their god is time.
What's good, family? Where would history be if all the books were burned and there were only coins to remember the past? I want to compare a series of coins to see if they speak like books. This coin shows a face illuminated like a sun. Below is a mirror or shield with light rays passing through. The date could say I-669. This coin has the same image as the last, except the sun has struck the mirror or shield. Look at the date. Is that I/1, like the year 1? In the sky on this coin, you can see a being in the cloud, and they have an arrow in their hand, pointed downward. Below there is a field on fire. There's 2 people on a chariot and 2 horses running in front of them. This coin has the same image as the last, except there's a line coming from the cloud to the fields, like as if the arrow caused the fire. The date on this coin could say J689. So far, without a book, the coins show a being with a illuminated face in the cloud attacking. On this coin, there is a being in the cloud destroying the land. It doesn't have an arrow this time. Family, all I'm doing is comparing.
How fascinating are these coins? If you looked at towards the end of this video, it looked like there are some Tartarian structures there. If you have any more information on these, please drop it in the comments below.
Looks like is these orbs are able to break apart the fundamental state of what these electrons are tied to on this plane and break them out of equilibrium. And then what they can do is they can cause something called macroscopic quantum coherence, which is that under the right conditions, electrons will form into a matter wave and begin to self-organize. And so what is happening to this plane is that we have a unification of quantum and macro, and that this plane can fundamentally act like a quantum object, even though it's a giant 777 macro scale object. And so when we look at this thermal video, the reason why we see this endothermic reaction is that we are seeing this phase state change of the plane, where it is undergoing this macroscopic phase conjugation. As it's been described to me by Dave Rossi, who's a DoD engineer, it's like hitting jello and watching it vibrate, is that it's causing this quantum entanglement effect, where there may be a 4th orb somewhere else that's entangled to these orbs. And as the orbs converge on the plane, they're triggering this phase effect to occur, this phase change, that is then having this plane move at the speed of light or superluminal speeds faster than the speed of light to a new location. Could theoretically be somewhere else.
So you're talking about like Star Trek Beam Me Up, Scotty.
Not Star Trek Beam Me Up, because that is
that takes your matter and then reorganizes it.
Yeah, and we're not doing that in this case.
Yeah.
This is more like the warp speed of the Star Trek situation, where they're able to go faster than the speed of light. It is in some cases Star Trek, but not that type of teleportation that we're talking about here. Yep, we're talking about the double slit experiment in terms of having your wave function break down by observing it. That we have just
like the energy can jump across, but none of it's observed.
Yes, and this all goes back to potentially even Tesla. And I think that from what I've spoken to these engineers, it's all about electrical engineering and being able to manipulate electromagnetic waves in specific patterns, toroidal patterns, where they can be focused, and then you can create a gravitational wave that will allow these effects to occur where we can create this.
So it's like surfing. They create the wave and the
Yes.
plane goes at 500 million miles an hour away.
That's exactly how it's described in Salvatore Pais' high-frequency gravitational wave generator, is that they are creating a sailing effect. They're displacing themselves from space-time entirely, which is why we see this non-radiating barrier around the orbs. And then they're creating their own geodesics, their own gravity. This is why they look like they're running on train tracks in this video here. So a lot of people look at this and go, well, this has to be non-human intelligence. I thought so first when I first looked at it. But as I've dug into this case, I realized that no, this is actually not thousands of years more advanced. This might be 50 or 100 years more advanced that the military and industrial complex is keeping hidden. But what it looks like is these orbs are able to...
Or it could be something from beyond the ice wall, but that's for another video.
It's a project first dreamed up by the military to get information from the battlefield.
They call it smart dust, and the new technology may soon make it possible to keep track of anything, anywhere, including you.
Check this out. Check this out.
What better way to show how it possibly got carved?
Came across this video.
Check this out.
So guys, I came across this video. Supposedly it's one.
Check this out.
So guys, I came across this video. Supposedly it's one of the clearest UFO videos ever filmed. I want you guys to check it out. I don't know if this is a real thing, or it's AI generated, or CGI. So you guys take a look. And let me know what you think, real or fake. Check it out. So I don't know the location or the authenticity of this video. I don't know exactly where it took place. I don't know if this is real or it's fake. So you guys, let me know what you think.
I've never seen nothing like that. Not in my lifetime. I've never seen nothing like that. Not in my
What is going on? They got the Xbox Ring of Death popping up? Something trailing the UFO orb? What is going on?
I've never seen nothing like that. Not in my lifetime. I've never seen nothing like that. Not in my...
On my left, we have the Luna Vasahi Temple. On my right, the Large Hadron Collider. What you are seeing is the prophetic fusion of art and science invented by the Indus Valley culture. That carving is on a ceiling, and in their land you will find many of these mysterious carvings that nobody can explain. That stone ball is a different stone. That is a stone chain. That's an iron pillar that hasn't rusted for 1,600 years. That temple is carved out of the side of a mountain. That temple is the most detailed thing I've ever seen. I showed you how they encoded the acoustic knowledge into their stone pillars. But those pillars also have gear ratios, like a transmission, with perfect symmetry. Some of them even spin. There are even some you can play like a musical instrument. Their architecture resembles modern acoustic technology that has just recently been invented. The precision of their carvings rivals that of aerospace engineering. And instead of writing all this down, they encoded all of this knowledge about the physical world into their walls. We are still discovering secrets hidden in these temples to this day. Now, I don't know if their temples were particle accelerators, but there is a reason why there is a Shiva statue outside of CERN. To my Indus friends in the East and the ones here in the States, happy Diwali. We appreciate the light.
Wasn't Shiva the goddess of destruction, or am I tripping? But this definitely does look like a Hadron Collider on this side.
Check this out, 1890 something. Right, you see that depicted of the slaves right there, the guy with the wheelbarrow and the Indian heads? See that? But wait, there's more. I'm gonna show you that it depicts of what's going on right now. Right here in this one, right? You're gonna see the fall of the music industry as it's a record player. That's the Brooklyn Bridge crumbling. That's New York getting hit by a wave. For death and destruction. So we can start over.
I wonder when this was created. He said 1890s, but I don't know if that's true or not. Don't believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see.
Here's number one. Kitty, watch.
You need to clean your screen.
Yeah, I do.
Keep going.
What is that? I swear to God, I did not edit that. This photo isn't edited at all. I didn't even change the brightness. I didn't crop it. I did nothing. This is the original photo out of my camera.
Zoom
no
in.
lie.
Go to no. Go to.
I will. Look. Does that look like an airplane to you?
No, it looks
a
like
helicopter, a drone?
It is like a red.
It's not my drone.
It looks like
okay,
a
watch.
Watch.
Here's where it gets scarier. Watch this. Watch.
Oh shoot!
Look at the light coming off of it. I showed this to Alyssa a while ago. She's like, "Oh, you faked it. Like what? What did I fake?
You yeeted it up in the air.
What? There's lights coming off of it. There's like a spotlight. It's trying to find me again.
Where the government's gonna come murder us.
That's it.
If you don't have it, we don't post
Look
any
you can see it
videos.
in the clouds. Okay, so now we're gonna zoom into it. I showed this to Mom and she said. I showed it to Jen.
Wait until he zooms in.
They have all this stuff on TV now about how there's unidentified flying objects, and Mom's just saying, and now I catch one on camera on our property right overhead.
She's an alien.
Okay, let's crop it. So this camera is a very nice camera, and it's very high resolution. In TV shows, a lot of time you'll see them and they'll say, "Oh, zoom into the security tape," and it's all grainy, and then it becomes clear. This is actually clear because it's like a 10 million, 20 million megapixel camera or something. So we should be able to zoom in and get a closer shot.
Nice camera? You could zoom in on your nice camera.
It is.
That is my nice camera.
Yeah.
Okay, look, here we're going to edit, and then we're going to click crop, and we're going to go in closer to see what it looks like closer. So we're going to crop like that. If nothing else, this is a cool shot. You can see the house and the stars. Okay, crop.
Oh, what the heck? Oh my gosh! There's little lights. There's little lights.
I'll show this on the screen too. Here, I'm gonna take a screenshot.
Oh my gosh, Baxter freaking move.
Taking a screenshot right now, so I'll show that in the video. And then I'm gonna revert to the original, and I'll show this in the original. I don't need to take a screenshot for it because you can see it. I'll show all of these in the original. Okay, I'll just show it on screen. Here's number one.
That was interesting. It had like some type of red roofing light. Did you see that?
No, film. Is it falling? Oh, I think a plane crashed. Are you serious? Bro. It looks like something's falling. Hey, yo. No way. How far do you think that is? No way. That's something.
Dude, but you see the one behind it though?
That's a fucking Martian. Oh, shit, it's falling. Oh, shit, it's falling.
Whoa, dude.
Look at it! Look at it! Why are they sitting there? Why are they sitting there?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? Dude, what is that? Bro! Bro! They killed bro. No, bro. Wait, seriously? Hell no. Hey, skate, bro. It fell from the sky and it dispersed.
Damn.
No. No.
This is crazy.
Film.
This is crazy. I have no words for it. This stuff is, you just can't be but fascinated with it just because you have no idea what's going on. And it's like these just totally split. Watch how it splits, y'all. And look, it splits into like 8 of them. And then it's like a couple more just pop out of thin air. I don't know, man. It's getting weirder and weirder by the day. You better bet your bottom dollar, bucko, that 2025 is if it ever was been prepared for some type of alien or something to them to announce something, this is the year.
Indeed, you're right. This is a very good observation. One possible scenario is that giant's body fossilized and people think is salt. Is it a coincidence that this town, this city, is shaped just like a giant? And when you go inside, this is how it looks like. And once you have seen it, it's impossible to unseen it. And this is how the Himalaya salt looks like in the raw form. It's exactly like meat. And over here it looks like a pile of meat. And again, Himalayan salt, but it looks like meat. My question to you, without knowing, would you think that this is Himalayan salt? Or would you think it is meat? Over here we see how they cut them into pieces. If Himalayan salt is indeed a piece of a giant, everyone that ever lighted up Himalayan salt in candle was a part of a ritual without knowing it. Indeed, you're right. This is a...
I'm not gonna lie, it does resemble some type of meat. So is Himalayan salt all old giants? I don't know.
All right, guys, this is an old Tartarian building. The original purpose of this building was to produce free electricity. Look at this. Unveiled by electricity, June 8th, 1913. Like I said, the original purpose and design of this building was to harness energy from the ether, the same technology that Tesla was using. This building quite literally produced free electricity for the people. And you're going to see something very interesting on the back of this building. Check this out. You're going to see a wire that's grounded into the earth, and it goes all the way to the top of this building. Now, this wire was added afterwards. After they burned all the books and suppressed all the information on Tartaria and free energy technology, the wire that is grounded into the earth is taking the energy and the electricity that this thing is producing, and they're putting it into the earth instead of allowing it to be distributed to the people, which is what it was originally designed for. You can find these buildings all over your hometown. The top of the buildings will have balls. These balls have mercury in them. When mercury spins, it creates a current. This information is coming back to light. We are rising up, and we're going to take back our power. All right, guys, this is an old Tartarian building.
So we're living in a black hole. That sun above your head is actually a black hole, and it's dripping its light, the men's true all blood, into the center of the flat earth plane. And through this transaction, the ash-trailing jet comes shooting out, the aurora borealis, the infinite potential, the earth's memory. This is the goddess of the earth. She's a living, breathing, conscious being. She's what's causing the tides, breathing in and out. It's not the moon. And you know the moon's not causing the tides, otherwise the Great Lakes would have a bulge as the moon went over. But that's not the case. It's that the goddess of this earth is a living, conscious, breathing being. And she wants us to bathe in her eternal waters at the center of the flat earth plane where every compass points to. There's no way to
believe nothing that you hear and only half what you see.
Oh, here you go. That is the Crystal Palace of New York City, and that is the Crystal Palace of London. This building was constructed of entirely glass and iron. It was over 100,000 square feet. It was absolutely massive. It does not exist in New York City anymore, and it does not exist in London anymore. They destroyed the Crystal Palace and everything that was in it. If you want to see the flags, if you guys want to kind of see that. Everything that was contained in there was stuff that would blow people's minds. All these artifacts made out of copper, malachite, different types of stones, gold, crystalware, glass, everything. All these beautiful things were all destroyed. And you got the cute little horses. See that right there? Cute little horses just throwing up an entirely glass and iron building that is absolutely massive. And you have to think of the time it would take to construct something like this, and you would just have this for a fair that doesn't make any money? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Now imagine if you played some pipe organs in this Crystal Palace. All of those stained glass windows would resonate and you would begin to heal instantaneously. Or if there was a bell in that area, and all that glass would begin to vibrate as well. So when you look at the Crystal Palace of 1851, and this is why I want people to look back, because when you start looking at the Crystal Palace of 1851, you start thinking a little, well, here you go.
Crystal Palace.
Devil's Tower. Surrounded all around it is its little baby offspring, mere twigs standing in the shadow of their massive ancestor. For those with open eyes, you can see it all over. But here's a little more signs of the ancient trees from our past.
So really quick, I want to show you this, how the trees are fibers. And for some reason, this shows the true color. A big chunk of this just fell off. See part of the grain. This is the way the fibers are right here. See? Hold on a second. And you see it's nothing but wood. Okay? So we're going to go down over here and I'll show you a little more. Okay? See here. And at an angle. Okay? All this, everything. This whole mountain in a 100-mile radius. Come right over here. You see, this looks just like freshly chopped wood. We peeled a piece off of there. This is what we see. This is the wood. See that? That's just got the moss on it. And all this here, all the way back up in here, I'll show you that in a second. You come right here and you see, we'll peel a piece off here. It's just wood. It's so crazy. All this. And then you go right over here. See, this is the fresh stuff. This is what we see.
Devil's Tower.
You are not gonna believe what I got in my mousetrap. Literally the biggest rat I've ever freaking seen.
You are made to intentionally not see this beautiful world for what it truly is. And that's pretty easy to do when we built right on top of it. And show me just one volcano that forms perfectly hexagonal columns of cooled lava. We have 50 to 70 volcanoes erupting across the world a year. They told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their most essential command. And where were the rest of these giant trees after they were cut down? Just look around the hillsides. You don't see it too much in our little baby forest of only just a few hundred years old. I wonder why that is. But anything organic, no matter how big, will eventually either petrify or break back down into the earth. But those without petrified minds that don't just blindly believe the lies, who actually see, you can find glimpses of this once beautiful and massive forest all across our realm. From those frozen wastelands we're not allowed to independently explore, and nearly everywhere else imaginable. It is truly amazing just how many of these massive trees still remain hidden in plain sight. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Copper, and this copper goes down.
So guys, I came across this video. Suppose
Copper, and this copper goes down into the bottom of that planet.
so guys,
Copper, and this copper goes down into the bottom of that planet. Goes west, comes out, goes underground, goes into this one, underground, it goes through all of them. Then you bring it over here, and it's hooked up to the bottom of this aluminum pole, and they got a big zinc bolt in it, so it causes an electromagnetic field. You go around, and there's no bugs here, no bugs. That all grew in 5 days, everything doubled in size. That one from here to there. This is spilling over. That grew about 1.5 feet in 5 days. Copper, and this copper goes down.
I believe it's called electroculture. Definitely want to try to implement that method when I start my garden.
Faraday cage. How to build a Faraday cage. Material cost of $44. Easy difficulty level on this project. Takes about 30 minutes.
What do you mean you can't charge your phone with a 9-volt battery? Right here, how to charge your phone when there's no electricity. Shows your materials, 9-volt battery, spring, car charger, some tape. Goes through all the instructions.
You bring up a good point. The project's actually how to make drinkable water out of thin air. And you are correct. The project calls for adding a filter. Here's tools, materials needed, step-by-step instructions with pictures.
Basically, with this book, you can survive a long-term blackout, even an EMP, and probably most other major disasters without outside help. Get your physical copy before it's sold out again.
You biting into that onion like it's nothing, but I'm sure it's very healthy for you. And that stuff does seem very useful to know.
When I came down, I'm trying to make y'all understand what I'm saying. Y'all, it looked like I'm all right.
Happy is the man that finds wisdom. I didn't know those things moved.
You see this all the time. This part goes up and that part keeps going straight. We're going to call these people cement. It's all stone. You see it You see it. Fire. Look. You see the feathers? It's going. It goes down, and that's where you see the stone. See? Nice. Ooh. Sun god's on the building. Sun god. You see him. You see the feathers on his chest. Let's go, Indians. The falcon is on the building. Look at the building. Look at the windows. Look at the top. Look, this is not mud flood at the same Tartaria. This is sun god Ra. You see the falcon. This is stonework. This is stonework. This is stonework. This is fuck. We see this all the time. This part goes up.
That's all we have for today's disturbing and creepy TikToks. If you guys made it this far, be sure you hit the like and subscribe button and drop the code word as New Year's. New Year's as the code word, and I'll see you guys on the next disturbing and creepy TikTok video. Peace out.